get started. Thank you very much. Great, thank you. All right, so I'll call the meeting to order. We've got a quorum and everyone that we expect tonight. David, of course, has a conflict that we knew about. So, Patty, you had sent all the items to us for discussion, but I don't have an agenda. I know it's short in number of
I know.
items, so it's no problem.
I don't have one either, but I know what it. I know.
That's
Yeah, do you want me to pull? I'm trying to pull it up right now.
I did, and I didn't see what I saw. All the items.
It's on a
probably
different
the
one.
original
Here, it's right
meeting
here.
posting. Yeah. So.
Are you able to read
Yeah,
that? Do you
yeah.
need my
Thank
glasses?
you. Yeah, ambulance
And just be
financing
careful
discussion.
on that side.
Yeah, we're
It's
not going to talk
broken.
about
No
the
worries.
other one, and we don't have.
We're not going to cover the other one, right? Okay. All right, that which was originally on there. All right, terrific. You want to get us started?
So, as you all know, by the stuff that I sent last week, or actually early this week, we had an issue with the ambulance last week. The deputy chief is here.
Gotta get it right now.
I know, I'm sorry, I apologize. I congratulated him the other day, and then I said it wrong. So he'll explain everything that happened and what has transpired since and why we're looking for the funding for the replacement ambulance.
So we had a grave mistake. One of the call firefighters put gasoline in a diesel motor. We tried to send it out to have it repaired. We got it back. It ran for about a week, but because of it's in a 100,000 mile area on that truck, and the repair didn't take, and there's a lot more damage. Basically, the damage is somewhere 15,000 plus. If we went with the 15,000 plus, there's no guarantee that that would even fix the ambulance to make it safe and be reliable. The next option would be a $25,000 motor, but you're only putting a motor in it at that point. And again, there's still no guarantee in front end, rear end, things like that. So talking with John Petrin and Anthony and John Clemenzi, we got 3 different quotes on ambulances. The lowest came in from White Eagle Motors for a 2017 Dodge ProMaster 3500. It has 1 year of manufacturer's bumper-to-bumper warranty left on it, 3 years of powertrain left on it. It has 4,000 miles on it. He came in at the lowest of $49,500 on the bid. It is brand new. It's never been used, and other than a demo, it's been driven to some shows and things like that. The same ambulance from other dealers are somewhere anywhere from 80 to 90,000. This is from Kevin Lyons. He used to be our supplier of medical services within the town, so he knows everybody basically, and he's offering this as a one-time shot. If we don't go with it, it's going to be put on the market for 70,000+. I do have some pictures if you want to see in comparison to our old one and what the new one would look like.
That'd be great.
This obviously is the old one, and these here are pictures of the new one, just so you know.
Different style, right?
It's a different style. It's about 11 inches narrower. The only real difference is on the driver's side in the box in the back, there is no tech seat. That will meet all state codes, what they call the triple K spec in the ambulance business also. It meets all that.
So it's fun.
We have all the equipment to swap over into that. We'd have a little bit of money that would have to come out of our budget that we can cover to finish it up. Ambulance license transfer and some decals and radio transfer. So the 49.5 is pretty much the complete package.
Yeah.
Could you explain the triple K standards that you just mentioned?
Basically, the triple K standard, they get into like suction, the equipment in the back of the truck, how it's set up for wiring, you know, all those different types of things. The O2 that holds a main D tank, basically, how that's in there. It has 2 oxygen ports and all the cabinetry, the safety netting and things, which you can see in the picture. So the tech and the patients in the back. If you look in the middle on the floor, it's what's called the stat track to lock the actual stretcher in. So it's basically, it's all safety features.
So just flipping through the pictures of the It's like the van style, right? It's almost like a Sprinter, kind of.
Yep, same thing. It's got a lot of room that when you open the two back doors, it's pretty sizable.
Yeah. It looks, just initial reaction, it looks kind of more modern, right? It's new.
I call it the moon buggy.
The moon buggy. Yeah, it is moon buggy, yes.
When it first came out and we were using them at Lions before he sold to Atlantic, I used them for about 2 years myself personally. They were a great truck. It's front-wheel drive, so it'll be good in the weather. It's a gasoline engine also, so it'll be a little bit cheaper to run.
Diesel's always nice for longevity otherwise, but that other truck was 100,000 miles, you said.
100,000 miles, and it was donated for
Yeah.
$7,000.
Yeah. Did we have like a ballpark what we would have expected? We obviously wasn't going to go forever, the
Most-
original truck, but
Most ambulances, depending upon the mileage and whatnot, usually about a 5-year frontline lifespan, and then 5 years is reserve. It's usually, with the mileage that we do here, 5 miles, you may be able to change that to like 7 and 7, something like that.
but that was well past 5 years, right? That
Yeah.
original truck. What year was it?
That's a 2006.
Yeah.
And just as a comparison, Middleton replaced that truck when their replacement cost for the truck that they bought was $300,000. So,
Is this what we would buy if money weren't? I suspect not. But if money were no object, what would we buy? Assuming we don't need like ALS truck, you know.
I mean, it's all what you want to budget. I mean,
Right.
do you like the Cadillac, the Lexus, or do you like the Kia, or do you like something that's going to work and be practical?
Yeah, I guess I'm curious more like, because I know it's not a common question that I would normally ask. I'm just wondering like where it fits on the spectrum of like a new ambulance in terms of, you said it might sell originally for 80 to 90, somewhere in that range.
Yep. And that's what I have quotes on that same truck from other dealers.
So how are we able to get it for 49.5?
Between having a relationship, myself, a lot of the members of our department
Uh-huh.
worked for Lions and Kevin for many years.
Okay,
I worked for him almost 20 years myself.
okay.
It was a great relationship with the selectmen here and all the years that he provided medical services, transport.
Got it. So it's really attributable to that history and partnership
Yep.
with Kevin.
Sometimes timing is everything.
Yep, that too.
So the ambulance service was meant to be revenue, so it's meant to make money for us. So how much have we been making over the last year or two since inception?
Right now, with the last sheets that we got from our billing service, we probably brought in about 135 to 140. But
Got it.
again,
I'm just looking for a cost benefit. Why would I spend 49 and not make any revenue?
again, it's
Because
still,
capital improvements, there's a whole bunch of other capital improvements. that the town needs.
It's a pretty
Okay.
healthy revenue source
Yep,
for us.
okay.
And an important service as well.
Yep.
And net new revenue.
If I
Yeah,
might-
it's a net.
Yeah.
If
Yep,
I might
yep.
add to your
Yep.
question, what does your accounts receivable look like right now on that specific service?
our accounts receivable are probably 350 to 400 off the top of my head.
Okay, but you have all the other.
We have a lot
fees.
of, there's different things that
Yep.
come up that have to be sent back from the insurance companies.
Yep.
Or the first claim has to be a paper claim. After that, then it becomes an electronic claim, so after that, it can speed up. As long as we have all the proper signatures, don't need to get something from the crew members or the hospital. Sometimes those get sent back and I have to chase somebody down or something like that, so that takes a little time sometimes. But again, it's a learning curve still.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that an
understand.
annualized number, that 350, or is that over the course of,
It's basically just since we started from the first day we started.
It was like 2 years
Which
ago,
was-
a year ago, 2 years ago.
2 years?
Little over a year and a half.
Year and a half.
okay.
Still, you're still okay. Okay.
Could you review the warranties again?
It'll be 1 year bumper to bumper, and then 3-year in powertrain from Dodge themselves. The unit was actually purchased through Herb Chambers in Danvers, but I've had both Sudbury and Herb Chambers have both agreed to service the Dodge portion of it. Any of the other parts, the ambulance parts, would go to a place called Specialty Vehicles. So they would do any of the other warranty work also.
Who was fixing the old one? Was it Bill Tyak doing it?
No, we have to usually send it out, so somebody that's certified,
Oh,
they gotta have the certifications to touch emergency vehicles.
gotcha. Okay.
So in the world of emergency vehicles, is it, which I do with personal vehicles, get a third-party inspection just to make sure it is what you're being told it is? Or is there?
We do regular inspections. There's actually a state inspection that comes out also. The state inspectors from OEMS, they go under the truck, through the truck. If you're
Before
leaking.
purchasing it?
Before purchasing it, no. It's once we go for the initial license.
Yeah, I guess I just mean before we make the investment and I don't know the answer. With personal vehicles, we do this. I don't know about an ambulance. We do a third-party inspection just to make sure it is what we're being told it is.
We've all inspected it. It's still brand new. It has never been registered. So it's definitely what it is.
Okay.
100% confident.
Sounds like it, as well as your long-term relationship,
Yeah.
but just,
It's-
curious.
You'd like an assurance that it doesn't turn out to be a problem after you put the money on the front line. Is that-
Yes, or just flagging anything that's an issue that we may not be aware of, which
Yep.
sounds unlikely since it is a new vehicle.
You're just concerned of getting a lemon?
Yeah, I bought a vehicle that passed a used vehicle inspection, and I found out it had been in accidents and all kinds of stuff that wasn't flagged. So now we have them a third-party inspection.
It's definitely nothing like that. Kevin will put his reputation on the line for that. I can guarantee it myself.
Patty, I think I probably know the answer to this, but did insurance ever come into play for this?
That's a very, very astute point.
We do have a claim in as of right now. We just answered a few more questions today, but that's going to be completely up to Maya.
It's going to be what?
Completely up to Maya, the insurance carrier.
The municipal
Insurance carrier?
insurance company
Yeah.
that we carry, that is a concern the board had as well. We also have a concern about the salvage value of the existing vehicle,
Okay.
and that's to be pursued.
Yep.
What is the salvage value, what is it going to take to accomplish that salvage, so that we maximize any and all opportunities to purchase.
So there's a potential for some offsets down the road.
We have felt, the board has felt that, that the spending of $50,000 was the right thing to do at the right time, and we've got adequate feelers out to make sure that all other areas are covered, so that we don't end up on the losing end of the question.
How do we handle the shortfall? I mean, we don't have enough money to buy it.
It'll come out of the $125,000 reserve fund.
No, this says you only have enough money for 41 out of the 49.
That's in fire capital at present.
And that's in fire capital at present,
Right.
and so we're asking for 49 to transfer the whole amount over because that $41,000 is spoken for in safety equipment that we budgeted for this year.
Oh, so you're going to just
We're just going to
take
transfer.
it out of their
yeah.
budget? I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was just trying to figure out. What's the
Yeah,
difference
we-
coming from?
Yeah, we can't do that because it's unforeseen, so they can't
Yep,
take
okay.
it from another
All right.
appropriated item. Couple questions. On the topic of salvage value, what is the number that was given to this, to the old one at this point? Do we have?
We don't have as many options on the table, and I think we were all going to explore it with Anthony and the selectmen. There's many options on the table, that possibilities of what it could be done.
Okay, so we don't have like a number, whether it's
Not
a
yet.
few $1,000 or whatever. Presumably, it's not much.
Anthony will make sure that he keeps his finger on the pulse of
Okay.
what's going on. Additionally, there's another concern, and that is that the licensing of the service provided by the ambulance has a window of time in which we have to perform in, and if we lose that, then we have to go back for recertification
Mhm.
process.
Oh, because you don't have an ambulance per
Right.
se.
Exactly.
Ah,
Yeah, who's
We-
covering now?
Right now is Atlantic,
yeah, yeah.
so they could be anywheres. Again, having the ambulance in town. Our times are just so much better. I mean, they do the best they can, but they're a huge company from wherever they're coming from. They could be coming from Salem, or if they don't have a truck in Danvers or something. So, again, a lot of times before, even on a backup call, we're already at the hospital. We pick the patient up, we have continuity with the patient. All our reviews that have come back from everybody we've transported have all been 5 stars. You know, just the relationship. Sometimes the guys will stay with the patient at the hospital an extra 10 minutes, where a private service, that's it, you know.
What's the time, so if we do this transfer, what's the timing until the ambulance is here?
I'd like to have it in service by next Friday.
Wow,
Okay.
nice. Good.
And the reflective belt line would be on there? Or it's not required?
That's part of the decals and the other expenses we're gonna cover from our regular budget.
And what do those amount to, those expenses, to get it, all the finishing touches on it?
Be under $2,000. Probably like 1,500, more or less, somewhere in that area.
A good chunk of that lettering?
Yes,
To make it Wenham's?
Absolutely, yep.
Any interior technology, medical components that would be
No,
needed?
everything we have. So basically, the only other thing is the radios that will transfer from the other truck for now.
Okay. So next Friday, and how long have we been without, has the old truck been out of service?
Probably going on, this Saturday will be 2 weeks.
Okay. And what's our window for having a machine operable to retain certification? Is that?
About probably no more than 2 more weeks. We have basically 2 licenses. One's a non-transporting license for our squad and our engine, and then the transporting license. And the transporting license is what's,
That's the one at risk?
yes.
Right. Are we really close with next Friday if we were to move forward for the licensing? Or like, do we know are we certain we'd,
As soon as we
Be
get the
covered?
truck here, we would start on it right away.
okay. I just didn't know
We
if,
can schedule the decaling, things like that right away. Radio transfer, all the equipment. Looks like a clinic in our front room in the station right now.
sure. Ready to
Well,
operate.
the patient's out on the table.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Lyons in the business of salvaging ambulances?
No. After he sells this, because he has removed himself from the ambulance business, he's losing basically contacts to stay in. So he's gonna refer anybody. He'll help anybody with what needs to be done for anything that he sold. But other than that, this is gonna be his last unit for now.
I don't have any more questions.
So is the seller Kevin? Is it his business?
Kevin
that's the seller?
Lyons, yes. White Eagle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said that earlier, Jeff.
Yep.
Thanks. White Eagle. I think I'm nearing the end of my questions. Is there, let's throw it out there, I'm not suggesting that there is there a what's this number? 49.5. Is there a $30,000 ambulance out there?
No, there's not. I can actually have some references here for you that you're not gonna like the numbers when you actually see them. So just so you know, we have done our homework. It used 2011 with 78,000 miles on it. This truck is $72,000.
How much?
72,000 for 2011 with.
And you're fully equipped, just so we're comparison, same
uh,
comparison.
Spare truck, same thing.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have repowered trucks here. One's 109,000, and it's a 2017 repowered. Basically, they took the box
Yeah.
off an older ambulance and they put it on a new power plant. You have another one in the $99,000 range, which is the same thing on a 2016 chassis.
Yeah.
Both of these have 25 miles on them.
Those are
Oh,
new,
they're brand new.
They're
These are
new
brand new.
trucks, old boxes.
repowered,
Yes.
Mm.
and they're 100 grand.
Yep.
Yeah, 99, 109. Yeah. They're,
Apparently, there's nothing inexpensive in this business.
just-
yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
As a
It's
reference,
so specialized that, whenever you want something, it's
Yeah.
gonna be expensive.
Just as a reference, this was what they replaced our truck with in Middleton, and this is a $300,000 truck.
What
So-
drives the cost up to 300,000 on a truck like that?
As soon as you put, it's kind of like a boat, marine, or fire, you know?
Yeah.
You put medical in front of it, and they gotta put the specialty systems in. They have to be certified again through the different specs.
Right.
OEMS spec, NFPA is actually involved in the specs also, DOT, everybody. So once everybody gets their hands and wants the different certifications on different things, drives the price.
So if we're gonna pay, say, 50, and this same vehicle would retail for, did you say 78?
Yep, we have other quotes in the 80 to 90 range.
And how much would he sell this for if he sold it, like in the 80 to 90?
70 plus, I think you
That
said.
would be 70. It's a reference again, the same exact
Yeah.
truck from this dealer, which is in Maine called Sugarloaf. 2017, basically the same mileage, it's been a demo. The list price is 88,000, and they would have sold it to us for 75,000.
And I'm just being the cynic here, but so the long-term relationship is getting us a $30,000 discount?
Basically, between working with
And maybe an
Kevin,
incentive to just close out his business, offload what he has? Is that where the
Maybe wrap up on good terms type
Yep.
thing.
yep.
parting
You're
gift?
saying it's too good to be true, maybe, kind of? Or
I'm just trying to get the story
put
behind
words in
it.
your mouth.
Like, oh, no,
Yeah.
it's just a question. Wow, that's a significant discount. What's the motivation behind it?
Like I said, we've had a great relationship from the town. We've always worked with Kevin. He's made other donations to the town, to the fire department. One of them, off the top of my head, our hazmat trailer, things like that. He bought the whole trailer for us and donated it. When we redid the station, he donated bunk beds, things like that. We've just had a great relationship with Kevin. So,
He knows our situation and
yes,
appreciates it.
He does.
It sounds like.
Yep.
The other trucks you showed us were all the box style,
Yes.
dualies, rear-wheel drive, presumably.
Yep.
That's kind of like my original question, which wasn't well phrased, like what would you get if you had all the money in the world to spend? Is there any drawback to this what I'll call the Sprinter style, the van style?
The moon truck?
The moon
Basically,
buggy?
the only difference is the width on the inside, and again, losing that one seat.
Right, you had mentioned that. Would that affect the way that the fire department is currently operating the ambulance service, or has to date?
Again, most of our transports to Beverly Hospital,
Yep.
5 miles or less. I
So in
mean,
other words, the service would be
it's going to be
the same.
Functionally,
very
it's the same.
comparable. Yes.
And are you gonna have one less person available because that seat's not there, or can they go seatless?
No, there's still a whole bench seat down the passenger side. There's the main tech seat in the front of the back of the
Okay.
truck.
So it doesn't require less personnel there,
No,
emergency personnel, okay.
if we have to have somebody else come on board, there's more than enough room.
Do family members ever, in any situations, travel in the ambulance with you?
Quite a bit of the time. They always sit in the front seat belted in the passenger seat.
Just don't need that.
No, thank you very much.
You folks have asked all the good questions.
That's a common practice. If it's a child or something, then we'll have the parent sit in the tech seat belted in.
Just as a note, I think if this all goes through, that from the Board of Selectmen, and a thank you note to Kevin Lyons for a very fair, fair exchange.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
He's been a godsend to us for years, under all kinds of circumstances that none of us will ever truly understand, appreciate, as the service from the fire department doing the ambulance service for us and generating the revenues that this operation does generate for the town, and the service it provides to the residents. And as Jeff was saying, the comfort that it brings to the residents that they will transport and deal with. This came very high on my radar, and that's why I spent a lot of time personally offline checking out everything from the markings on the vehicle how could this have happened, what happened to the pumps, to the equipment itself, to the salvage value, to the value of the new equipment. We are very, very fortunate to have had a relationship with Kevin, who's heading towards retirement now. And this will probably be his last hurrah, and many years of dedication to the town of Wenham have paid off. I say, thank you, Kevin.
Mhm.
Nice. It's a lot of homework there. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Very much.
So it sounds like we've got kind of a good opportunity, despite the unfortunate timing. We've got some fortunate timing of the availability of this truck at what seems like a reasonable price. We really don't have, as a town providing this service, really many other options. Should we continue this great service, which I think we've all remarked in the past, that it's one that's truly beneficial to the town. There's a lot of pride that the fire department puts in the operation of it.
Guys
To
love-
John's point, I mean, the residents appreciate it. We want to see it continue.
The guys love
Make
the
money.
patience.
Exactly. Most-
And it's
very
gas,
important, not most
not
important
diesel.
in this case.
Sorry, it was a
service.
cheap shot. I'm sorry.
Up there.
I did ask that at the end of our meeting. I said, and what is the fuel that is provided for this vehicle? And they said gas, and everybody got a kick out of that.
There's been many precautions put in place now. Bill Tyack has done a couple things over at the highway garage. We've instituted a policy that only officers have to be present to fuel a vehicle now. So we've done everything that we can do.
I
I
missed
do
it.
appreciate you taking those really early proactive steps that you outlined at the select board meeting to prevent it from happening. I mean, certainly we still have a bunch of diesel trucks, right? Mostly in Bill's crew and
Oh.
fire too, of course.
All the big trucks
All
are
the big,
diesel.
yeah, exactly.
Diesel?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the effort, as you're mentioning, the fire department has made, as they typically are capable of doing, they're making lemonade out of a lousy situation.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's what I would consider an accident, though
And it
it
was,
was not malicious in any way,
No,
shape,
no.
or form. It was an accident, and they're making the best out of it.
it would seem to me that
Well, the chief
probably
said to me,
within,
I think you need to talk to Jeff.
within a year or so, we probably have to replace this vehicle anyway. Is that, I mean, if it didn't have.
It was on for next year's budget.
Okay.
We had a
So we're
placeholder.
walking into, as opposed to maybe an $80,000 expense. So, I mean, you know, it's unfortunate it happened,
Yep.
but maybe there's some silver lining in
Could it be
this.
serendipitous? Maybe, the timing?
What'd you say?
All right, it sounds like we're nearing the bottom of our question barrel. I'm sure I could come up with others, but I don't think they're urgent. So why don't I make the motion, perhaps I should have earlier. I move that FinCom approve the reserve fund transfer in the amount of $49,500 to be transferred to fire capital with the present balance of $41,000 for the purchase of a new ambulance to replace our machine no longer operable.
Second?
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, could you just identify that ambulance you're allowing to be purchased, please?
Can I identify the ambulance
Because it's a specific ambulance.
specifically?
Oh.
Yes, of course, yeah.
It's a 2017.
Yeah, it's right here.
500.
Thank you. Thank you. The purchases for 2017 Ram ProMaster Type 2 ambulance from White Eagle Motors, Emergency Vehicle Sales Company. Thank you. And the motion has been
Second, yes,
seconded by
sir.
Mike. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other questions? Anyone else? Hearing none, we'll go to a vote then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Oh, he's happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Thank you.
I don't want to see those decals.
Yeah.
Because the old one looks so beautiful, with all the Wenham identification.
Oh, that's right, it's empty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
They don't have to repaint, do they? Sure, well, it's all
It's
over
gonna
with.
be minor.
Are we doing cemetery
Yeah.
tonight or not?
No, we're not
Graphic
doing cemetery.
day.
We're-
No.
we're
At all?
gonna hold off.
Postponed,
Yeah, we're
or-
gonna postpone that for now.
Years ago.
Okay. I had
Can't
questions.
put a sticky on it
Nope.
anymore.
I'll hold, yeah, hang on to 'em.
Because we're just delaying it, or they don't need it anymore?
TBD, right?
Yeah, to be determined, we're gonna take a look and see if there's some other options, as far as Bill
We're gonna go
Tyack's been out
chainsaws?
this week.
Maybe, someone might, we'll see. Yeah, once Bill gets back, right?
Volunteers.
Yeah. All right, any other items that weren't listed out that we want to talk about? No? Appreciate Anthony and John being here. Thank you.
Did you meet everybody?
Mhm.
Yeah. we came in.
Great.
They're the money people.
Yes.
When did you officially start?
Monday was my first.
Okay, I thought it was recent, yeah. I kind of have been taking the summer off, but duty calls.
Yeah, we'll be back a lot more. You'll be seeing more of us.
Thank
you
you all for
want
getting
to or
together
not.
so quickly. I
Oh,
really appreciate it. I
sure.
know it was
No, thanks for getting it.
it was a
Yeah.
weekend hassle. I was hassling them over
Thanks
the
for-
weekend, but I appreciate it, so we can
Coming
get this
back
done.
from your vacation, and
Yeah.
getting to work right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate, but that's fine. It's good. I'm glad we got this done.
Right, right. Well, we look forward to the transition from John to Anthony.
Yes.
And we'll be getting started soon over the next 6 weeks or so
Yep.
with
Yeah, did
the
Oh.
meeting to
you
start our
meet
finance
John
meeting.
I did not, no. Taking
I
the summer
did,
off.
yeah. I had a meeting. Patty and I met with him. Yeah.
Wonderful character. Man has a lot of experience, and he worked very well with Anthony getting the transition over.
It's good.
And now we need to feed poor Anthony all this information that he didn't have any idea of. Well, 375 years? By the way, I guess Manchester is 375 this coming year.
Is that right?
Ah,
Oh.
wow.
Loan out some of our signs or excess swings,
That's
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
They'll move them around.
Yeah, keep an eye, lock down the 375 out
That's
there.
right.
on the lawn.
We can sell them our plans for our celebration.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Just don't let them recruit Jackie, that's all.
So are we doing a financial update, or no?
No, I
I
put
don't
it
think at
on
this
there in
time.
case anyone had any questions, but I don't
Right.
think
Okay.
we need to do anything tonight.
Right, okay. All right, well, with that then, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Great. Thank you. All right.
Second, I guess.
All right,
They
all
were
in favor?
enjoying themselves so much.
Mhm.
Why
Favor?
adjourn?
All right.
Great. Thank you very much.